Welcome to Give Me a Break, everyone. I'm Jonathan Carmody. Throughout my years of education, I have had some fantastic teachers who have made an impact on my life, who have taught me good. But I hear someone saying behind their back like how they hate their teachers because they give them too much attention. Oh, the teacher picks on this person. I'm here to tell you, if you believe if you're accusing your teacher of ever picking on you, you've got to have evidence to prove that he or she is picking on you before you come up with an accusation. Every time you make an accusation, you've got to have proof. Otherwise, that can be considered what's called a false allegation. False allegations happen when you falsely accuse somebody without the proof. And people say teachers suck because, people use AI as their teacher because they say, oh, you suck at teaching. You don't go into teaching for the money. You go into teaching because you care. Take a look.
This message goes out to all you teachers in high school and college, those teachers that really don't like teaching. There are teachers that are very close to me still. They have shaped my life and changed it for the better. Then there are the teachers getting by doing the bare minimum. You guys think it gets better at college? Yeah, fucking right. Do you know how many college classes have teachers that don't give a shit? They pass out packets, tell you to read the textbook, and the entire class is literally memorization. Almost every class now, memorize terms, memorize definitions. The day of the test comes, try to do your best. Guess what? 2 months after that, you've forgotten everything. The education system, my friend, doesn't work like this. Don't give me a book, send me home, expect me to flip through the pages, and come in feeling good about myself. It doesn't work like that. In my opinion, a teacher needs to guide you through the topic. Lessons, how it works, why it works like that, and its importance. You need to be challenged to critically think and solve things, not just fucking memorize shit. Any stupid monkey with Down syndrome can memorize shit. That doesn't boost your brain power for your future endeavors. You can take every class college offers and after that still be a moron. Most people lack critical thinking skills, and that's why I see a lot of stupid people around me. Almost every single one of my classes that I've passed, I've done without the textbook, without the workbook, and without taking notes. On top of all of it, without studying. Now, how is this possible? When you train your brain to critically think about questions that don't even seem relevant to you, you'll be able to pick out the answer. Do you know how many classes I look back to and say to myself, I learned absolutely nothing. There's nothing I even remember from that class. And here's the deal. People go to school, try and decide what they do, they take all these classes, they get the degrees, great. A lot of it, you could learn at home. I could learn mostly everything sitting in front of my computer. The only difference is when people go to school, they are more motivated to learn because it's situational. So teachers, get your fucking head out of your ass, actually teach the class, that rhymed. You don't give them words to memorize. You challenge them to think differently. And don't fucking sit there and tell them to do something, but engage them in a life lesson. I'm Rob. Peace.
It's the thing, you may sit there and say, oh, I hate my teacher because, this, and that. If you can prove that you hate your teacher because of this, if you can prove that your teacher picked on you, then maybe then the principal can suspend the teacher with or without pay. But then the teacher can simply side in saying, hey, I don't treat this student like I treat all my other students. Okay? But this is the thing. I've had many teachers. And believe me, that none of those teachers have ever picked on me. If those teachers did, I would have the proof, go straight to the principal, and say, here's the proof that my teacher's picking on me. Listen to the audio recording. There's video of it. I would not only be a hero, but they would suspend me for violating the school policy of recording without consent. It's like, okay, record all you want to, but I would never. I would never do that to a child. I mean, what if you were to pick on your child? Well, again, the people, me, I'm not saying like, you know, you can make false allegations all you like because you hate your teacher, but it's still going to affect somebody. You don't, like I said, you don't go into teaching for the money. You do it because you care and you want to help kids. And if your teacher was being bullied, if your teacher's bullying you, you gotta have the evidence to prove it. And, you know, there's proof. I mean, they demand proof. You can't just take word for it, you know. It's like, you know, remember that child, I mean, remember the body cam footage we showed you a couple years ago where this 14-year-old learned a hard lesson? He wasn't arrested for hitting the teacher, you know, he was suspended for inappropriate use of language and inappropriate physical use of contact. Because the teacher felt like it. Felt like she needed to report it. So, that's a tough lesson here. And even a tough lesson is when you're not a bystander. Still ahead, my experience from Padre Alman, no one would ever pick me up or take me home. The bystander effect. That's still ahead. Up next, we're going to take you inside a student attendance review board meeting to see what can happen when your child gets suspended from school. How does that work? We're going to explain. Stay with us. SARB. That stands for the School Attendance Review Board meeting. Basically, what that is if your child gets suspended. If your child were to get suspended for a lot longer because of behavior issues, then it'd be up to the school, then it'd be up to the district to decide what to do because of these punishments. In this case right here, this was from 2010. This was from 2010. It was originally published in 2010. Aaron Parts Collier, who was 11, was one of 4 Roosevelt Elementary students to appear at a hearing before the Stockton Unified Student Attendance Review Board meeting on November 17th. The board makes placement decisions for students who have behavioral attendance problems at their schools. A 5th grade appeared before the board after numerous suspensions for misbehavior. It's basically, you know, if you continue getting suspended after suspension, after suspension, after suspension, then it'll be up to a board, the school, to say, well, I think, you know, we can give you another chance, this, and that, so we'll agree to have you continue. But if the board says, well, you know, you are a problem child, and, you know, we're not going to have you come back. Let's take a look at this.
So, Mrs. Sweden, would you just give us some background on Aaron?
Aaron is a charming young man and very intelligent. He's score proficient on his CST. Aaron has a very hard time staying in school. Aaron has been out of school suspended 14 days this year and school suspended for nothing. I'm so sorry.
See, Aaron, this is where we are. Your principal is very upset that we had to have you come today, so that's why we want to give you some help.
Okay. Although Aaron scored average and above average on the CST, he's not producing work in school, nor is he bringing any homework back from home. Due to this, his grades are suffering. According to the teacher, Aaron is a constant disruption and enjoys getting the class to laugh at him. The teacher also states that Aaron works very well with her. You know, Aaron, I care about you. And you know, I've had conversations with you, many, and you're so intelligent. And we just want the best for you. And your mom does too. I know she does. The teacher also states that Aaron works very well with her one-on-one. Aaron enjoys throwing airplanes and cursing during the school day. Sometimes he curses at students, and sometimes he blurts out profanity in class. At the beginning of the year, he loved being at school. He kept saying, I want to be at school, don't suspend me, I want to be at school, I want to be at school. So we did a lot of things in school, things where, I'm just gonna say, we document behaviors, and we really tried to work with them at school. There were times where he would be one-on-one, he'd have some assignments, he would refuse to touch them, work on them at all.
That's ridiculous. If you think you are, you can refuse to do it as well as you at school. That's ridiculous. That's in prison.
What's changed in October for you? Did you start working in October?
Yeah, for one season.
Because when I'm looking at the disciplinary things here, you had about 14 incidents, but 7 of them happened right here in October.
I don't feel the reasons they go up to the office because I don't see them have discipline.
So, sweetie, what makes you think, or that they pick on you? When do they say that?
They say your mom's fat and throw a bark at me.
They'll bark at you?
And so you feel like you gotta handle it yourself because you don't think that you're getting disciplined in the office?
Because whenever they give them discipline, they keep doing it.
Is it the same, are there certain kids or
The same one.
the same
One?
It's the same one kid?
Yeah.
Do you know which child he's referring to?
He actually gave me a couple names yesterday, the bark happened yesterday, that was the first time a bark incident happened.
But he keeps on kicking me.
And did you
Look,
report
I have
this
a
every
bruise
time?
because of him.
Do you report this every time?
No.
Why don't you report it? Honestly, why don't you report it?
I do, but they don't do anything.
Oh, you feel they don't
They
do it?
keep doing it.
Did you report this to your mother? No. Why?
And most of the time she's sleeping and I don't need, she needs her sleep.
What can the adults do at school to help you be more successful at school? Because getting suspended is taking you out of school, right? And the more days that you're out of school, what happens to your learning, do you think, when you're not at school?
That I learn less of the stuff.
You learn less. You learn less. Can you think of something that might be helpful at school that will help you stay there and be successful and do the work so that you, because you're very bright. You're very, very bright.
I don't like being around other kids.
You don't like being
Well,
around other
that
kids?
mess with me.
Other kids that mess with
Uh-huh.
you, just that.
So what are some of your ideas? What if you could have your way about making some changes at Roosevelt? Well, for you.
One, I like to be with, like, where they talk to me and not the whole class.
You don't like people teasing you, you don't like people teasing your parents, you don't like people hitting you, you know, so those are just examples, so I'm gonna so you just think about it. So if you don't like all those things, why is it okay for you to do it?
Because they started first.
Whatever Hunter did, you should have told the teacher.
Teacher doesn't do nothing. She was right there, Mom.
Aaron, I have a hard time thinking that none of the adults at Roosevelt School, they do nothing about any kind of disciplinary.
You.
You have a gift and a talent that can carry you a long way in life. You can get people to do things for you. You're good looking, you've got a good personality, you're very smart, and you're using it in the wrong way. You're a 5th grader, right? Okay, you're a big enough boy to get yourself up in the morning, get ready for school. You know what you have to do. You have to brush your teeth, comb your hair, and all of those things. Get yourself up, get ready, and get to school. When you sign this though, you're saying, I'm gonna do these things. Okay? I'm gonna let you stay at Roosevelt. But I'm also going to watch weekly to see how you're doing. If you have any more suspensions or any more problems like that, I'm going to have to move you to another school.
That's alternative school. And it's not a meeting, it's like a court. I mean, you know, like the truancy court that Alex Jones talked about, and you know, from local CBS in Austin. You're late to class. you're on probation and drug trafficking. But in this case here, he was being bullied. Did he tell somebody? No, you talked to his mom? No. When I watched this kid's mind, I have a tendency to read minds. And I read in his mind that he couldn't report because when he was being bullied, because like we talked about, when someone's bullying somebody, then they have the audacity to report it. And back in the days, we used to hear the old phrase, "Oh, nobody likes a tattletale." If you're getting bullied in any way, internet or in person, going and telling somebody in authority is not tattling. Because we hear the old saying, "Oh, nobody likes a tattletale." Well, telling somebody that you're being bullied and you're being victimized is not tattling. And you need to reach out for help. And I say this to every single person, every parent out there, not just here in Flower Bluff, but everywhere. This is not something, just kids will be kids. No. This is the loneliest time a child could ever face. And believe me, you don't want to leave your child alone. You want to help your child through thick and through thin. Because when he or she is getting suspended from school, and that just takes time out of learning. And what really takes time out of learning is just, nobody does a damn thing. And, when it comes to bullying, people say, well, the school doesn't do anything. They just sit there and just count our tax dollars and do damn nothing. Part of it's true. It's just, they just don't have the time. Okay. Coming up, my experiences in Padre Island when no one picked me up. We talked about bystanders before, but what happens when bystanders don't want to help out? That's next. Stay with us. I've been famous in my community for years, playing music. And when I was on the island back in July, people have responded by saying, I would wholeheartedly help him out. But nowadays, it's like people just don't help me out for any reason. Why? Before I answer that, I want you to think about this case scenario. This is for all parents. Your child doesn't drive. He's on the spectrum. He doesn't drive, he's on the spectrum. He plays music. He has nowhere to go except for you, a bus, and or a lift. And so he relies on somebody, on that one lucky person driving, seeing him in his headlights, and asking him, do you need a ride? Eventually he or she will say yes for sure, but when he says no, he'll be on his way. Like if he's gonna say, well, I'm headed back to the Bluff, I'm headed to Rockport, then you have to make a quick, then you have to help that person out when it comes to someone helping others out. But when it comes down to, but not any person would want to sit there and say, I'm not going to help this person out. There's always that one person that's going to end up saying, well, I see this one because, a lot of homeless people are just like, walking up the side of the road, walk up the side of the road, dangerous traffic at night, and the people driving by just ignore him because he's homeless. He's got nowhere to go. So, they just drive on by and say, I don't care. For me, it's just that simple. Like, every time I go on the island and someone would not give me a ride home, it makes me frustrated. I pleaded to people on Facebook saying, if you ever see me walking, just feel free to give me a ride home. People have, and people don't. Just like Halloween, I didn't get back home till 12:30 at night, and it happened not just once, 3 other times. The first time it happened, I was mad. But I was calm. I'm understanding because I understand it could happen. The second and third time, I was mad. But I let it go. The fourth time this happened, the fourth and fifth times, I was frustrated. Because, you know, if my mom needs me to get home at a certain time, then my mom needs me to get home at a certain time. There is no excuse. I mean, there's some people out there that want to hang out with me, and I get that. There's no question about it. But when it comes to my safety, what I expect from somebody is, you know, hey, if he needs to get home, he needs to get home. Don't just sit there and just ignore that person that's walking by. Help that person or persons out. And just, you know, give them what they want. They want to ride home, then just give them a ride home. There's no question about it, you know. Do you need a ride? Yes. Nowadays, you know, people have credit cards and money that you just go buy Ubers and Lyfts. But at night, what I've discovered is Ubers can be cheaper, Lyfts can be expensive at night. They jack up the prices to $80 a night. Because of what I call nightflations. Meaning, if you want to take an Uber back home to where you live not far, you got to end up paying triple the price. But however, if you take a Lyft, you take an Uber, if you use Uber, then it'll be cheaper for you to get home. So this is the bottom line which one will be better. Uber's better because, you know, it could be a lot cheaper. A whole lot cheaper. That's just how I feel, you know. Because not every one person would say, hey, you know, I'm not going to help you out because, you know, blah, 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 blah. Because it can't happen to someone like these parents. We come back, another look at that video clip from Snellville of angry parents of a school losing their child's daughter. And believe me, it doesn't get any better than this. We'll be right back. Snellville. A whole community filled with people who just want their child to go to school. But what happens when, you know, nobody would help out your child because, you know, they're not responsible for them? Well, we first showed you this video years ago, and it got a lot of attention. Led to parents being banned from using profanity, to even people saying, you know, they're not banned. So take a look at this, because, you know, it's very similar to what, you know, I went through. Take a look.
For themselves.
No. Can I explain to you, sir? Can I just talk to you, explain to you? What we do is, they have a big screen in their room, and when their bus comes out, we have adults all through the hallway here that help.
So if y'all got adults all through the hallway, how did it happen for the third time?
Okay.
Not the first. The first time I was calm. I was understanding because I understood it could happen. The second time, I was mad, but I let it go. The third time, my son called me from the bus, crying, yelling, screaming, talking about he don't know where his sister is. Right. I'm supposed to be at work, which is an hour away from where we live here in Snellville. Now imagine if I went to work. My 5-year-old daughter would be here, stuck.
Miss Curry left early today. We did have the parapro in the room. I don't know what happened, but I can try to get Miss Fields and we can try to figure out what happened.
Unacceptable.
My son told them to stop and he said, don't pull off. I cannot leave without my sister. And they told him to leave anyway. My son was on the bus screaming and crying, and y'all still told the bus to pull off. Whoever it was. There was a teacher who told him to pull off. They should have let my son get off the bus and find his sister, because that's what we told him to do. They didn't allow him to get off the bus.
That's transportation. That's a separate.
It was a teacher that told him.
Y'all allow these buses to come pick these kids up, therefore you're responsible.
No, sir. When
You're
they
responsible
get on the bus,
when
they
you no,
decide if they can
no.
keep them or
I
not.
release my child to get on your bus to come to your school. Until my child makes it home through my door, you're responsible for my child, not me. You are. Until my child reaches back down, where I live, you're responsible for my child getting home. No, I don't care. Y'all didn't care nothing about my kid when she was missing for 3 times. This is the 3rd time. And you want to talk to me about somebody else's kid and you ain't care about mine? Don't ask me to be calm. Don't patronize me. Don't chastise me. Don't do it. And you doing it now. So stop. Because it's the 3rd time. I don't care about nobody else's kid out there. And you know what? They need to hear this so they understand what y'all trying to cover up. That y'all losing people's kids.
What's going on?
What you can hear what's going on. You want to know what's going on? Step your ass in here.
Sorry.
That's what you can do. Step in here. The 3rd time that my daughter has been lost. Do you want to talk? Because we can talk. Step in.
Let's go back.
No, we're not going nowhere. We're going to stand right here.
Let me write something down that you want to share with us.
It ain't nothing for you to write down. What you want to write down? What you want to write down?
This is the first.
But this is my 3rd time though. Understand that as a father. This is my 3rd time that y'all have lost my 5-year-old daughter, my baby. This is the 3rd time y'all lost her.
And
my son called me from the bus crying, wondering where his damn sister is. This is the 3rd time.
And it's crazy that none of y'all heard about this.
Right.
This has happened
And the
3 times.
2nd time, y'all tell me that if we don't come get her by 4 o'clock, y'all ain't responsible for her.
That's what the lady who sits right there, she said to me. She said that there's a teacher's party at 4 o'clock. And so after 4 o'clock, she's not responsible for my child because she has to go to a teacher's party.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm going to apologize for that. I was off campus yesterday. That's why.
He said that he was on the bus just a minute ago. He was screaming and crying and telling the bus driver, don't pull off, I need to get off the bus because I'm not allowed to leave without my sister. That's what we told him. Okay. Don't leave without my sister. And whoever was out there directing the buses told him to pull off anyway and don't let my son off the bus. Now he's screaming and crying because he know that he's not supposed to be without his sister, because this is the 3rd time that this has happened. So for us to watch our own back,
I want to make sure everybody sees and understands.
for us to watch our own back, we told my son, stay with her, because obviously don't nobody in this goddamn office care about her, or she's not your responsibility after 4 o'clock, right? So after that, I said, don't leave without my daughter. So he did what he was supposed to do, but somebody told the bus to go.
You're right.
Make sure everybody.
And we work an hour away from here, so there's no way we can make it to this school on time. This is the 3rd time. The 3rd time. What are we supposed to do?
I don't even trust y'all. That's terrible.
The last time,
I worry every day if my daughter is gonna make it on the damn bus.
the last time she was in the hallway sleep. They just missed over her. In the hallway sleep with a line full of kids, but they missed her. The first time she was wandering around the hallways on the side where the parents pick her up, and she never been on that side of the hallway. So who is watching our child?
Nobody. Ain't nobody watching these goddamn.
They shouldn't have to come to school and be scared. She comes to school and be scared.
As I said earlier, sir, ma'am, I know you may not want to hear this, but this is the first I'm hearing. What I want to do is write down your concerns.
Can we write down all 3 then? Because she was here the 2nd time, and if y'all don't know about it, that means nobody knew about it. She didn't say nothing to nobody.
That's what I want to do. Like I
These
said,
young
I'm
people in here doing their own thing.
And they trying to cover their own stuff up. They covering their own stuff up because y'all supposed to know about every single thing that happened to every single one of these kids in here.
You can't expect no parent, especially in my predicament, to come in here and be understanding after this shit done happened 3 times. I was nice to
Now, what if the next time she done got in somebody's car? What if the next time she done got on the wrong bus and nobody know where she is?
But one time is too many. I agree with you, Dad. I agree with you. One time is too many. As a parent, I understand that completely. Let me give you an opportunity to write it down, or I can write it down, whatever you prefer. Okay. That includes all the names.
I want
everything on there.
everybody. Yeah.
I'm like a surgeon. And it's like I said, right after this video aired, everybody goes off. He goes off with a whole staff member saying, you know, this, that, and the third, saying, you know,
Space.
saying like, you know, okay, well, this is what happened. This is my responsibility, you know. And this was the 4th time I got home past my hour. Because, you know, my mom has a medical condition. And, you know, I gotta make sure she's doing okay. And yet, you guys just sit there and just look at this and go, you know, you just don't care. You sit there and pray for me. And then it's like, you know, I get it. I don't care. Now imagine, this happened for the 5th time. You can expect no parent to be understanding that this crap happened. The school is responsible for the kid until they get home 100%. From the time school starts to the time school ends. It's like if you're an employee. All managers and supervisors are responsible for their employees 100% of the time until they leave. That's that. Legally, a child leaves to go to school until they return home. The school is 100% responsible for the safety of the child. That's legally. I'd sue you and press charges, especially since this happened more than once. Left behind on the bus. You wouldn't win in court. The school would just sit. This is a good statement for this. This is a good statement, you know. You can expect no parent, especially in my predicament, to come in here and be understanding after this crap have happened 3 times. A true statement. A true father, right? That's a true father. You know? It's like, you know, I said to the Uber driver, like, you know, if no one's gonna come in and no one's gonna want to help out, then, you know, I'm gonna go on Facebook and start making Facebook and start ranting about, you know, why people are not helping me out. And look, I can be understandable, like, you know, you gotta go to work in the morning, or you're gallivanting, you're intoxicated, you're gonna be drunk, you're gonna be high or whatever. That doesn't mean you neglect me and just say, you're on your own, buddy. The only thing I'm trying to get people to understand here is, you know, you can just go drink, party, do whatever you want. But when it comes to my safety, and you, it's like, it's not hard to spot me. Listen. It's not hard to spot me wearing this every time. When I wear this every time, you know it's not hard to spot me. It is definitely not hard to spot me wearing this cowboy hat. It's just not hard. You see me like this, then you obviously know who I am. But like this, You see me walking, sunglasses off, like this. That indicates to you, like, oh, that's Jonathan. He's saying he needs his help. He needs help to get back home. I've got to make sure he gets that ride home. Otherwise, he's going to get angry. He's going to be frustrated. And as that special somebody, you've got to be understandable, because if you're a parent, you want to make sure your child gets home. And I'm afraid, like, if I make a video, I'm gonna stand up to the island saying, hey, you know, y'all can go drink, party all you want, but when it comes to me being here, you got a responsibility. That's not what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say you guys have a responsibility for me. Like, if you see me right there, it's your instinct that tells you to say, there's a person walking by. That's that person who plays guitar. You should help him out instead of ignoring me with your headlights. You see me with your headlights, stop, pull over, ask for a ride, done. It will go away. I mean, it's like, y'all don't care about me getting home. Whoops, we're sorry. It's just like that, you know. This is the bottom line here. Just make sure you gotta be responsible for it. It's just like that, okay? That's just how it is. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Last week, we told you the story about a child who was arrested for sending AI nude images, photoshopped by using AI. Now, as I promised you, this father, excuse me, this father right here, which you see with his daughter, who had the pictures taken, whose face was being photoshopped by using AI, speaks out for the very first time after this whole incident. Here's his story.
Yeah, this is a story that we're getting new developments nearly every single day. The girl is back in class now, but her father says she's been mentally and emotionally struggling for the past few months. Now he's questioning whether the school did enough to protect her. So I spoke to a Title IX expert about a school's obligations.
They were disgusting, and they were extremely explicit photos.
Joseph Daniels is talking about the photos allegedly shared of his daughter that led to this incident on the school bus. His daughter was expelled from 6th Ward Middle School for slapping a boy who allegedly showed them around. The photos?
Face plastered on a complete nude body.
AI-generated nude pictures. LaFourche Sheriff's Office says they found pictures of 8 girls and 2 adults, and a boy involved has since been charged. Daniel's daughter was just recently allowed to return to school, but on probation. Daniels tells CBS News he's frustrated with how the school has handled it.
At least the proper people should have been notified, and kids should have been picked up separately.
The school has 2 duties: to investigate the complaint and to make sure, independent of the investigation, that the complainant or the person who is victimized or a survivor has protection in place to make sure they're safe and that they're able to access their full educational rights under Title IX.
Title IX lawyer Jacob Goodman says the discrimination law requires schools to make an effort to keep the person who made the report safe.
Such as contacting parents to send them home, sending the perpetrators home. In this case, there seems to be multiple perpetrators, so separating them and making sure they're not interacting throughout the day.
Goodman says the girl's discipline, along with comments from the school board that have sparked community outrage, right now fall in a gray area.
The comments on their own don't necessarily present a violation of Title IX, but if a decision on how to punish her is based on gender animus or stereotypes, that could be a violation of Title IX.
All right, Alyssa, so is AI outpacing the law here? Does the law, Title IX, even address AI?
It's kind of hard. Jacob Goodman, who's a Title IX lawyer that you just saw there, said it's really a mess. Those are the words he actually used. He says the law lags behind technology and AI is moving so fast. He says deepfakes are difficult because they're not real photos. He says society and lawmakers really need to find a legal mechanism to deal with it because it's only going to get worse.
So many, it's a new frontier.
It really is.
All right, thank you so much, Alyssa, for continuing to follow this. And you can actually watch last month's full school board meeting where that girl's attorney argued for her to be allowed back into school after she was disciplined. That's on our free streaming app. Just again, download WWL Plus to your TV and watch it there for free.
I'm not going to do, but it's just wrong. People see the whole problem here. You don't use that kind of crap that's going to get you in trouble. Even if it means, you putting yourself in that position to say, well, I don't like this person, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Photoshop her face using AI, and I don't care what people say. I don't care. I don't care if I get in trouble. I just don't like the person. No one cares about that at all. But the thing is that, I don't care. When you choose the behavior, you choose the consequences. That's the whole key here. We'll be right back. 2 years ago, we brought you a Give Me a Break special all about how to stay safe in America. Now, it's all about the gun violence that's happening. Is anyone to make our streets safer? Well, Jerry Springer's final thought could raise some answers. Kids and guns don't mix. Take a look.
I tell you what, my heart bleeds as much as anybody's. Indeed, I wear the label liberal proudly, but that doesn't mean I'm stupid or that I think it's okay for people to do whatever they want and then be excused for their wrongdoing simply because they have problems, because life's been tough or they had a bad childhood. No more. No more excuses. No more, well, I'm into drugs, I'm in a gang, I carry a gun because I'm poor, or my mom's drunk, dad's gone, and I live in a tough neighborhood. Too bad. Nobody said life was fair. Even the good die young. Children die of cancer. Good people die in car crashes. Some folks have no families, no money, seemingly little hope. And surely as a compassionate society, we have to help out as much as we can. Indeed, I think we have a moral responsibility to do that. But in the meantime, none of these tough circumstances warrants the carrying of a gun with the attendant disrespect for human life that we've witnessed here today. No more excuses. You carry a gun outside your home, you go to jail. No chance for parole. No one under the age of 18, perhaps 21, should be allowed to own or possess a gun, period. Make it contraband. You possess a gun, you go to jail. First time, no parole, no probation. You sell a gun to a minor, you go to jail. First time, no parole, no probation. It's not the only answer, but it is a start, and we'll start with the kids. In fact, all this year I'm dedicating my efforts and the efforts of this show to eliminating gun violence in America. Every month, at least once a month, we'll do a show on the subject, and we'll post pictures of the children who were killed that week by guns. If television contributes to violence in America, I promise to use my time to lessen it. No excuses. Guns and kids, they don't mix, ever. I mean, how many deaths will it take till we know that too many children have died? The answer is not blowing in the wind. It's buried in our cemeteries. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.
That's what can happen. Kids and guns don't mix. You possess a gun, you go to jail. No chance for parole. You sell a gun to a minor, you go to jail. No parole, no probation. It's not really an answer. We have scared straight programs. There's even a program called SHOW, not SHOW, SHO, for serious habitual offenders. A program aimed at targeting young juveniles. Children killing children. It's happening in a lot of other states. And each time you may remember you may have asked yourself, what should society do with such troubled kids? Do you put them in prison, or do you put them in juvenile correction centers, or do something else? We have scared straight programs that can really help out their child. If a kid fights in school, scare him straight. Person wants to commit murder, we scare him straight. we give them my learning experiences. Talk shows even have the audacity to scare kids straight, to put them on the right path and say, well, this is what I'm going to do. You know, for bullies, it's like, if that child commits suicide, it's like, okay, when I do this, I'm hurting their feelings. I'm committing them to commit suicide. It's not the bully's fault. And the parents want to sit and defend their child, saying, well, my child will never do this. And yet, the bully's the parents of the child who committed suicide, would just go to the bully's parents and go, your child made my child commit suicide. And the parents would be all like defending the child. Saying, you know, that's not me. My child would never pick on that person. But if that were to happen, that would be a whole different story. It's just the way people are. None of these tough circumstances understands where everybody's coming from. And even if we were to be in one of those desperate times really call for desperate measures. It's exactly where people are coming from these days. That's all for this edition of Game Break Wednesday going to Thursday. We'll see that's all for this edition of Game Break Tuesday going to Wednesday. We'll see you again for Game Break Wednesday. Follow us on YouTube. Stop bullying, speak up. Good night.